Hello, I'm Christopher Kenworthy and I'm going to show you how to take some slightly soft footage and sharpen it. The idea here isn't to take something that's blurred and attempt to sharpen it, it's just taking some footage that's a little softer than the other shots you may have and just make it that bit crisper. Now you could add a sharpen filter, but if you do that you tend to just create a lot of artifacts or make it look sort of all crystallized, and we don't want that. So we're going to use the exposure and levels controls, things like that, to create the effect. So drag the clip to the create new composition button and let's duplicate the image. I'll rename this second one upper, and then I'm going to go to new adjustment layer and then drag that adjustment layer between the two. And then I'm going to click the eye here to turn off that upper layer. So we're just working on this adjustment layer. Okay, so go to levels, drop that on the adjustment layer there. And we're just gonna, you can see on the left of the histogram here, I'm just going to pull that up slightly and you'll see the image goes darker. Creating a little more contrast in this way, it gives you the illusion of sharpness. You see it's also increased saturation, so we need to do something about that in a second. It's also made it darker. So let's go to exposure, drop that onto the adjustment layer and just push the exposure up a little. Not too much, you don't want to make it over bright. You can see the highlights popping away there. So just to bring some of that light back. Having done that though, it's obviously too saturated now. So this is a constant balancing act between the color correction that you originally applied and getting the sharpness you want. So here in saturation now, and I'm just going to drag the master saturation down a little. Now that's fine because the main image here, she's looking sharper without being artifacted. But the color of the background is completely different. It's not what we set out to do. So one option here, very simple, is to draw a mask on the adjustment layer around your subject so that the filters are only affecting your subject and not the background, because it doesn't matter if the background's out of focus. I'm just going to feather that, and there we go. So we've now got something that looks pretty sharp. In fact, it looks very sharp compared to what it was, and the background is the original color. You may want to do more adjustments later on to get the color of the skin exactly right, but that's pretty close. Now, a final technique is to switch on this upper layer and apply the unsharp mask. Now, I said I wasn't going to use sharpening tools, and I'll show you why. Let's turn this up to say 200. It creates a very pixelated, over sharp look. It looks too much like video. But if you've done all the other work first, this looks great. If you take it up to a high value like 200, even higher, and then just hit T to bring up the opacity on this layer and take it down to say 40% or even lower. I might even just go with 30 for that. And then you'll find that your whole layer, your whole composition should have a good sharp look without any artifacts or being over sharp.